This is Ron Finkelstein, and welcome to the Institute for Business Growth. This Sales Accelerator podcast was created to share best practices that allow businesses to grow sales and increase revenue. Each week, we have an expert on who has implemented specific strategies and tactics and programs in their business that resulted in phenomenal sales growth and increased revenue. As a reminder, go to instituteforbusinessgrowth.org and download your free report, 11 Reasons People Won't Buy From You. Again, instituteforbusinessgrowth.org. This week, I'd like to introduce Al Wilson. Al is from the A ROI Group. Welcome, Al. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Thanks, Ron. Well, ARI Group was a business that I created out of experiences in selling some of my previous businesses, and I saw a lot of missing pieces to that whole process. Old school, selling a business today with a CPA and an attorney. I now know you need a big team. And so we developed A-ROI Group through that experience.
Beautiful. Al, share with us a situation where you had some real sales problems or revenue problems that you wanted to address, and then what you did to address it. So let's start out with the situation. What was the situation that really jumped to mind that you had a problem that you had to deal with?
I had just developed a brand new company, and it tied in with the existing company that I had. The existing company I had sold consumable products, and I had 5 different offices of sales folks around the state of Ohio and PA and Indiana, and they were so tied up in selling the consumables, they couldn't sell a actual technology that could tie in with the consumable to keep the clients engaged with them. So buyers would buy those consumables anywhere for 5 cents cheaper, and we would lose clients. So I developed this company, and the sales folks just wouldn't get it. And after a number of conversations with them, I decided that I would go to all my competition, and I offered this service company that they sold the same products I did. I offered this service to them. They needed it. I was the only guy around who was an independent that would allow myself to work with multiple other independent companies. And even though we were selling in the same space, I gave them my word. I took them out to lunch, gave them my word I would not steal their clients. And that business grew to a $1.4 million business from nothing because my folks then started to get on board to sell, say, oh, we should do this because I brought competition to them. And it was an interesting situation, but it actually worked out really well. I actually sold that company that grew to $1.4 million. I sold that company.
Well, tell me a little bit about the consumable, because give us some context behind that.
So the consumable was blank barcoding labels. And we sold the labels, skids of labels, all over the country. And it takes a printer to print those labels. We also sold the ribbons. And it takes a printer and software. So we were entering that product line into this. And I was going to keep it all as under one company, but I decided for future, because I was looking down the road, to create 2 companies because I was going to sell, and I had that vision to do that.
What was the resistance that your sales force had about selling, I think what you call the maintenance, the
service.
The service side of it?
Yeah.
What was the resistance of the sales force to embrace the service and not just the consumables?
I think they were just comfortable in their own space, and they didn't want to take anything new on. They didn't understand the big picture that this service was what kept them with their clients, that they could keep receiving their commission checks off of those consumables that they were selling.
So going back, I'm going to ask you to go back. You've got hindsight now. Hindsight's always 20/20. How would you approach your sales force differently when introducing a new product or service for them to
Well,
sell?
That's a great question. I had multiple meetings with them because before I went off to my competition, I actually literally begged them. That you need to do this for your good and our company's good. And it just seemed to go in one ear out the other. They just wouldn't grasp it. But when I went to my competition and they knew that they were selling this and they weren't, that competition made them to start selling. What would I do different? I don't know what I would do different. I maybe would reach out to a professional such as yourself to say, I need some help here. It all worked out for me. I mean, I made out with it just fine. But if I was going to continue those businesses, I would have probably reached out for help. Now that I know what I know, hindsight, I would reach out for help.
So you wouldn't have tried to tackle this, you would have brought in a professional to advise
Such as
you
yourself, absolutely.
It's kind of interesting that you say that, because now as a business coach who helps businesses through succession planning, you're actually providing that very same service that you said that you would do different.
Yeah.
So I think that's fascinating.
Yeah, actually that's what I do today. I bring teams of folks in to help business owners, whatever we need to do to help get things on track.
Well, what I like to do is keep these really short. I want to provide powerful impact, short podcasts, and I think you've done that. Thank you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the next thing you want to address before we close?
Sure. I would like to address what A-ROI Group does. It's funny, I can't emphasize enough what separates us from everybody out there. We have this new industry called exit planning strategies. And working with business owners, we can only work with a business owner with an open mind. If a guy is just knowing everything, and there's some really sharp people out there, I can't help those guys. And it's interesting because I do get that, I'm very fortunate, I get to work with guys that do want help. They're very good at making their widgets, but they're not very good at process and procedure. And I get to bring all my skill sets of 30 years to that table with them, and also team members, such as yourself, that I've brought you into clients of mine, that your expertise is sales and marketing. That's not my expertise. And that's what I do. And I love being able to help people. It's very rewarding. And that's what ARI does today. And we'll take that business and actually sell that for them. We have a lot of buyers. We have a lot of sellers. And it's just it's a great space to be in.
Okay. So one last comment. What makes you different is that you're actually fixing the problem that you went through when you sold your businesses.
That's a great point, and it's because I'm a business owner, and anybody in the exit planning strategy space is, from all my research, are CPAs, estate planners, wealth management folks. We need all those in our processes, and I now today work with all of those guys who provide or say they do exit planning, but they really don't. And they come to us because I'm one of the business owners. I know what these guys need, and now they come to our place and say, oh, finally somebody knows how to handle this. So that's my value that I bring to the table, and I work with everybody.
That's unique.
Yeah.
So, Al, if somebody wants to reach you, tell them the best way to get a hold of you.
Well, you can get on our website at www.a-roigroup.com, or you can call us at 330-653-8181, and you can reach us either way.
Okay, repeat your telephone number just in case.
330-653-8181.
Beautiful. We had a great discussion with Al Wilson, who shared some great best practices. Al's from AROI Group.
If you want to learn more about how you can apply these best sales practices in your business, go to the instituteforbusinessgrowth.org and download your free report, 11 Reasons People Don't Buy From You.